Hello and welcome to another episode of Hollywood Wargaming, and today we are continuing our Kashyyyk Wave releases with the reveal of the Radon-Nasp Fluttercraft, albeit a somewhat incomplete one. Today on AMG's Twitter, we were revealed the unit card for this Wookiee flyer, along with one of its two weapon upgrades, and the new Hacked Comms upgrade card. So we don't get to see the Wookiee Bombardier, which is a bit frustrating to me, as we will see this vehicle doesn't really have a main armament, so your choice between the Bombardier and the crossbow is pretty much going to inform how you play this vehicle, but that's something we're just going to have to wait to look at for when I do a full comprehensive unit review for the Fluttercraft. Moving on to the unit card though, this is going to be an incredibly inexpensive vehicle coming in at just 55 points. And yes, it is a support vehicle. The gaff from that previous preview has been corrected. And we're going to see that this is a relatively fragile vehicle with 6 wounds, a damage capacity of 3, and a 5+ save with that white defense die and defensive surge. It also does not have armor 1, which some of us thought it would. However, it does have cover 2, which is pretty nice considering that it is immune to blast. After that, it is going to be a repulsor vehicle with movement 2 and the speeder 2 keyword, meaning it is going to be a highly maneuverable vehicle, which probably is going to end up being its main appeal, as when you look at this vehicle's primary weapon, it is just a pilot's pistol, which is quite weak. However, as I mentioned earlier, the playstyle of this vehicle will be greatly informed by which crew members you take as an upgrade, as they will give you different offensive profiles. But before we move along and take a look at the one weapon upgrade that was spoiled for us, I want to make special note of the reposition keyword here, as this vehicle does have a fixed rear firing arc, at least for the one weapon that was spoiled for us, which is of course the crossbow. But with those upgrades, we are going to have the Nasp Gunner, which at face value is a pretty powerful weapon. It will be throwing 2 red and 2 black at range 1 to 3 with impact 1 and pierce 1, and I believe this is not only the first time we've seen pierce on a support unit, but also on a vehicle. However, this is a 25 points upgrade that is fixed to the rear firing arc. That will bring the Nasp up to 80 points, and while it now does have a very competent weapon profile, you are going to need to really finesse your movement in order to use it to its maximum ability. Yes, we do have reposition to help with that, but it still is quite limiting. But after this, we did have our new comms upgrade spoiled for this wave, and that is going to be the Hacked Comms units. And for 5 points, whenever a unit with this card would be within range 1 of an enemy who receives a face-up order token, you may also issue yourself an order. So this is a bit of a command phase version of Into the Fray. However, this card is kind of passing the ball into your opponent's court a little bit more so, as they can simply choose to not issue orders to anyone within range 1. And while I could see this upgrade being really useful on units like Magna Guards who are going to be up in your enemy's face, I don't think it's going to fit onto a vast majority of units that have comms upgrades, but there are a few standouts here and there, such as ATRTs with flamethrowers, or Dewbacks and Tauntauns. But overall, I'm not really big on this whole if an enemy unit at range 1 does something gimmick. They seem to be upgrades that don't have a lot of player control, and I think they're going to get left in the card binder a lot of times for that reason. But if there's any unit that you think this is a must-take card on, let me know in the comments section down below. Once again, it's a card with a lot of moving parts, and I'm not going to spend too much time speculating on it in this video. But what do I think about the Wookiee Fluttercraft in its current variation with the crossbow upgrade that we had revealed to us today? Well, honestly, I think this one is going to be a bit of a dud. Yes, spamming a few of them in missions like Bombing Run will be quite powerful, but I really think that crossbow needs to be able to fire on the side arcs for it to be a more universally viable vehicle. And I don't think the Bombardier, when it is revealed, is going to do much to sway my opinion. It's likely that the Overrun keyword is going to appear on that crew upgrade, and will likely be a keyword that allows you to do damage to enemies that you fly over. I also think this unit is going to be incredibly fragile and very easy for opponents to deal with them. Cover 2 definitely helps, but I was really expecting something like Agile to show up on here also. And while this unit is going to be more maneuverable with the Speeder 2 keyword, it is also a taller model, meaning more units are going to be able to draw line of sight to it and unleash a volley of blaster fire. So I am going to maintain my reputation as a Wookiee hater. You guys almost got me there with the Chieftain, but I think this vehicle is probably the weakest unit that we've seen in this wave so far. It definitely has its perks with high mobility and the Pierce keyword, but I could honestly see a Rex Star turn wanting a couple of these out of the sky with Take That Clankers. Though there is potential that the Bombardier may change my stance, though I wouldn't wager on it. But as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and turn on notifications. And as always, until next time, take care.